Points leader, Dario Franchitti. Dario is going to start 18th in the race. Dario, just kind of talk about your lap and where you're starting. I mean, I'm sure it's not where you were hoping for.
Geez, my lap, my weekend, I don't know what to tell you. From the moment the car rolled off the truck, unfortunately, it was slow, and we don't know why. If we knew why, we'd fix it. The car has a good balance, both in race trim and in qualifying trim. It felt quite good. Just as far as balance, there was just no speed there, and it's not something we weren't expecting to qualify at all, quite honestly, just with the speed that had been in the car yesterday and today. So if there's any silver linings, the fact that Will's back there with me, him and I were joking out there saying, you know, we couldn't have scripted it better. We're wondering if Randy's got like a volume control for the power on each of our engines and turning them down. So whatever happens, it's going to be a tough race for us both this, on Sunday. I'm glad, especially qualifying back here, I'm glad I don't have to try and find those 18 points. But I think both the Target team and the Penske teams are very capable of getting us from that point to close to the front. If we can find where the speed's gone in the car, I think we could, anything's still possible.
All right, questions for Dario? We got one right here.
Hi, Dario. Before you came on, Oriol Servia said that he thought we could see 3 and 4 wide racing on Sunday. Will that cause you a problem from where you're starting in terms of getting past those cars if they're running that wide?
Absolutely. When they're too wide in front, it's all effectively a roadblock. So then you've got to go 3 wide, which is a very risky proposition. 4 wide, I think, might be pushing it. I'm sure somebody will try it, but 4 wide is going to be, I think you're going to go very, very high, and the distance factor will make it probably, mean that you won't be passing anybody if you try that. So I think if everybody's checked up in front, that might be the way to go. But it's definitely not ideal starting that far back with that roadblock kind of aspect of it. And we'll be definitely doing our best to move forward on the track and in the pits and the strategy and all the things we can do, and see how we can go from there.
Dario, what about marbles? Have you seen much of that build-up this weekend at all? And is that going to, normally it would be a factor to tighten the grooves? That happened at all out here?
I think dust is a bigger problem than the marbles right now. I haven't seen any marbles yet. I think the tire is so hard. The tire is probably as hard as that desk actually, but we haven't seen any marbles. So the first people up there will definitely have to deal with some dust and some crap. So that will eventually clean itself off as the race goes on.
Kurt?
You've often talked about how when a season starts, you're 24/7 racing, and you don't think of anything about it. But following up on what was said earlier, what is the next couple of days like for you? Is it really stressful? You've been through it so many times.
No, I think there's a difference between thinking about it all the time and being stressed about it. I think that's maybe something I didn't make clear the other day. Just because I think about it all the time doesn't mean I'm stressed. I'm especially looking where we're qualifying. We'll go out there, we'll do our best. We'll put absolutely our best effort into finding the problem with the car, and we'll go from there. And if it works out, great. And if it doesn't, we'll be, that's it. Not much you can do, but you go out there, you do your absolute best, and it's maybe not the most exciting answer, but that's the way we go about it. That's all we can do. Myself, every member of the Target team, just give it our absolute best shot and see if we can win it. When I say give it our best shot, our focus is to win. That's absolutely, don't misunderstand that. Our focus is to absolutely win, but we find the best way to do that is the things within our control. We can do our best with those, and us getting stressed about it doesn't make it any quicker. But definitely thinking about it a lot, and I know Simmons is going to have a busy couple of days, and so the mechanics trying to figure out what the problem is.
Right here.
Dario, there's 4 Ganassi cars in the race. Has there been any discussion of teamwork in terms of drafting to get you up front?
Well, again, as we were saying with the kind of the roadblocks and stuff, it's going to be difficult to do that. But I've a lot of confidence with Scott, Graham, and Charlie that if they can help in any way, they will. Scott did that for me last year. Obviously, things are a little bit different by the fact that we're starting so far back, but No, I'm happy I've got those guys, and obviously Will's got Ryan and Elio. So, but if you look, with the teammates, we're all over the map, we're all over the grid. So at some point, I'm sure we're running together. So hopefully we can help a little bit.
Yeah, right here.
I know you're surprised that you qualified so poorly. Are you surprised that Will qualified so poorly?
No, I wasn't surprised that I qualified poorly at all.
Well, coming into the weekend, you wouldn't have expected that.
I was worried about it after Kentucky, I must admit. But really, I was not. We were sitting in the truck earlier. I said to Ashley, I said, I think if we get to the top 20 here, we'll be doing well. And they were sort of saying, oh, no, trust me, this thing is not, there's a problem here. And so when I saw Will do his lap, how did I put this? I was pleasantly surprised at this. I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, that definitely makes my life a little easier to start with. How we finish is a whole different story.
Anything else for Dario? Okay, we got one more.
Yeah, Dario, what did you think of Tony Kanon's answer to the question about how this was the last race for the DeLauro? And what do you think about this being the last race for the DeLauro?
I agree with Tony. That it's time for a change. Absolutely. It's time for all kinds of reasons. It's something for the teams and the drivers and the engineers really get their teeth into something new, whole new development process. For the fans, something that looks different, performs different, something that's going to have a bit more power. Engine manufacturers are coming in again, so that's a really good thing with Honda, with Chevy, and with Lotus. So I think Tony said it well. With him and I, Dan, there's a bunch of us have won a lot of stuff in this car, it's something I'll always, a lot of people don't like it. I'll look back at it, fondly. I think it would be nice had it had another 200 horsepower or whatever. But for this car really helped the series when people couldn't go buy new cars every year. And Honda did the same when all the manufacturers got fed up getting beaten by Honda. They all left. So this package has served us well.